Well, my name is Devin Gleason Lambert, and this is going to be part one of a series of using test-driven development with PowerShell. This is a corresponding blog series, so if you'd like, you can read through these as well, and I'll include the links. With this being step one or part one, what we're going to be doing is actually setting up our local environment. So this should be a pretty quick video. What that entails is actually installing the unit testing framework for PowerShell. And I'm going to be setting up a Git repo as well, because with this being a series, I'd like to actually track my changes as we go through and be able to source control that. If you're on Windows 10, I'm on Windows 7, so I had actually installed a module. But Pester is actually a first-class citizen in Windows 10, so you don't even need to do that. So it should be even easier for you if you're getting started with Windows 10. So let's go ahead and get started. Move this out of the way. So the first thing I need to do is open up PowerShell. I'm using the ISE because I'm on Windows 7 and I don't have Visual Studio Code, but nonetheless, your mileage didn't vary too much. So the first thing I want to do is get set up with a GitHub repo, or a Git repo, sorry. So I want to do that in my C drive. So I'm going to CD to the C drive, and I'm going to make a new directory called TDD2. I'll CD into TDD2, and I'm going to run a git init command. Git init is just the function for Git that allows us to set up a new repository where we're telling Git we want to track changes. So now we're set up with a Git repo. From here, we need to do the setup of Pester. Whenever I do setups, I like to record them as files. So when I get a new computer or I'm trying to share setup with like a new user, I can just reference that file. So let's go ahead and I'm going to create a new file, and I'm going to call it install pester.ps1. And then I'm going to open that file in PowerShell. And I have the code on another screen, so I'm not going to have you watch me type it out. So what I have below is a security protocol override for TLS 12. Whereas my machine anyway, this was failing when trying to install modules. And then an install module Pester. I'm going to go ahead and save that, and I'm going to go ahead and run this file, and this will actually get Pester from me, or get Pester for me, so I can use it in the upcoming modules. All right, that's gone ahead and installed. So with this being source controlled now, we're going to start with our flow of saving our files. So make the screen a little bigger. So the thing I do when I'm using Git is, let's go ahead and do a Git status, and I can actually show you. So we can actually see here we have an untracked file, install Pester. So I want to track that file, and the way that you track files in Git is by doing a git add install Pester. This is a warning. I'm going to ignore it, so we can keep going. If I do a git status again, we will see that that untracked file is now staged to be committed. So I don't have anything else to put inside of this commit, so I'm just going to go ahead and make my commit. And a commit is just a way for us to save off our repository at a certain point in time. So I'm going to use a git message adding install Pester file. I'll do another git status, and we'll see I have nothing to commit, and my working tree is clean. In addition to this, I also like to have a file for running my scripts. My preference for this is just so I can kind of have something that's a little executable to click on in the same directory where my tests are, and I don't need to gunk up my ISE. So let's go ahead. We're going to create another new item or another new file, and we're going to call it test runner. testrunner.ps1, and I will open that up as well. And I will take the code and paste that in. And you can see here that I'm doing an import module pester. I'm setting up a configuration using the pester configuration default. So I'm making no changes to this. And then I'm calling invoke pester and then read host, just so I can wait for the user to hit a key and close the PowerShell window. So I'm going to go ahead and save that. And we're going to use the same Git flow again. So Git status, we'll see that we have an untracked change. I'm going to do git add, and this time I'm going to use the wildcard just to change it up. If I had multiple files, this would be a shortcut, and I wouldn't have to add them individually. I have the warning again, so let me do a git status, and you'll see that my change is tracked and ready to be committed. I'm going to do a git commit, and we'll call this adding pester test runner file. Another git status, and we see that we're all caught up. So that pretty much does it for this module. So just to recap, we've installed Tester on Windows 7, and we've set up a test runner file so we can use that in future modules. In the next one, I'm actually going to get started on Chapter 1 of test-driven development by example, where we'll introduce the $ class and start writing tests against that. Hope you can join me in the next one.